You are alive. And as long as you are alive, you have a purpose. Happy Life Day, everyone. Happy LIFE Day. Every day that we are living is a day to be celebrated. So I want to say to everyone, Happy Life Day. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Immediately XM, and this is my channel. This is my podcast. And I want to welcome each and every one of you all. The motivational message of today is things will get better. Yes. Again, the motivational message of today is things will get better, and they will. This came to me, and I was like, what can I just say to encourage people to let them know that things will get better? You know, in all of our lives, there's moments, there's waves and flows, ebbs and flows, ups and downs, to where sometimes you just don't know how things are gonna go. Things feel like you may be going through a funk and it may feel like it's never going to end. And I want to encourage you today that it will get better. Maybe what you're worried about, the thing that you want to get better, is your job. Maybe for you, what you want to get better is your family, or your health, or your relationships, or just your life. I want to encourage you, no matter what you're dealing with, things will get better. I heard this quote by Jennifer Young. It says, "Pause and remember, nothing lasts forever. Better days are coming, but they will come faster with faith." Yes, better days are coming, but they will come faster with faith. There's been plenty of times in my life where I just had to hold the faith. No matter what religion you are, or if you are not religious at all, sometimes just having that extra amount of faith, that extra amount of belief that you're going to get through whatever it is. Maybe you were recently laid off and you don't know how you're going to pay your bills. Things will get better. Have that extra faith, and you'll find out. You'll realize that things will come around even faster than you thought. Maybe for you, you're having some challenges within your personal family, and the relationships aren't where you want it to be. Have faith and know that things will get better. Maybe for you, you've been dealing with an illness for months, weeks, years, decades, and you have gotten to the point to where you're just like, I am done. I am tired. I am over this. I encourage you to just take one more breath, one more step. Have a little bit more faith. I know it's hard, but have a little bit more faith. I'm believing for you that things will get better. Maybe you're dealing with a child who is just not listening to you, or that maybe they've just lost their way, and you've talked to them and talked to them and talked to them, and you're just like, listen, this kid isn't gonna listen to me. I'm talking to a wall. Have a little bit more faith. I know I'm sounding redundant, but listen, you all, listen. You'll thank me later, okay? Just have a little bit more faith and see how that will turn things around. Sometimes when we just have a little bit more faith, we don't realize that just by deciding we're going to believe a little bit more, it changes the way we view the world. It changes our energy. It changes the way we approach life when we decide, you know what? I'm going to have a little bit more faith. I'm going to know that things are going to get better. I know that things are going to get better. I'm just going to believe. When you start doing that, you start walking taller, standing up more straighter, having more energy, excited about the day, even when you don't know what to expect. Just by starting to change your mindset and having a little bit more faith, the whole way you greet the day will change. So I wanted to share that quote by Jennifer Young. And again, I'll say it. It's pause and remember, nothing lasts forever. Better days are coming, but they will come faster with faith. There's another saying that Well, it's not a saying. It's just something I thought about. I thought about like how when we're having like a bad weather day, like let's say it's a storm, right? Um, the storm seems very terrible when we're in the storm, right? It's just this, like if there's lightning and it's raining, it's been pouring for like hours, it could seem like, oh, when is this this gloomy day going to end? When is it going to end, right? But with every storm that happens, every bad weather day, no matter how bad it is, it may be thundering, the lights may go out, there may be floods everywhere. You know what's interesting? No matter how bad a storm may be, it does not last always. I want you to think about that with your life. You may be in a storm that has lasted 5 days, 10 days, 2 months, a year, 10 years. But no storm lasts always. When I used to be a flight attendant, sometimes the pilots are supposed to fly like around the storm. But every now and again, we'll get caught in like some turbulence. I don't know how it would happen. Sometimes it'll just be an unexpected like storm or something, or like just crazy weather, right? And when I used to be a flight attendant and I would be like serving beverages and, like assisting customers, the passengers, and we would get unexpected turbulence, oh my gosh, it would feel like the worst time ever for about 5-10 minutes. All the turbulence, and then you have to go and put the cart tray up and try to go get seated or whatever. But like that turbulence in the sky, it seems like it's going on for a millennia. It seems like it's going on forever. But you know what happens? It ends. If it doesn't end in 5-10 minutes, it's ending before we land. And you land, and then you go back to normal life. So I brought up that weird example because sometimes when we're going through these experiences in our life, as we all go through, it seems like it's going on for an eternity. But it will get better. Now, I heard this other quote. It says, "You may not be able to make your days longer, but you can strive to make them better." Yes. Sometimes when you're going throughout your day and you're having a bad day and you think about all the things you want to do to make it a better day, you're like, oh, I wish I had 48 hours in a day instead of 24 hours in a day. We can't stretch out the amount of time we have in a day, but we can try to strive to make it a little bit better. And maybe a little bit better, maybe just showing up with a smile. Maybe a little bit better, maybe just showing up with gratitude. Oh, I'm thankful, God, the universe. I'm thankful that I have this opportunity to walk on my own or breathe on my own. Or I'm thankful for this day. I'm in this hospital bed, but I am here and alive. And so I am going to take this moment to be grateful. Those little ways to strive to make the day better, you can do that even if you can't make the day longer. Even if you can't do everything you want to do in that day. You can start by the little things of just like, practicing gratitude. Maybe if you're working a job and you're just not really happy with that job, taking a few minutes to just be grateful that you have a job. Putting in as much intention, putting in as much attention and intention into the job that you can, so that you're building up that work ethic for the type of job that you want to have. Maybe you're having a day where everything is stressing you out. The traffic is stressing you out. The weather is stressing you out. The price of gas is stressing you out. The weird neighbor staring at you is stressing you out. The air is stressing you out. It could be anything, right? Take a moment to step back. Be present with the universe. Be present with the world around you. I'm grateful I'm here today. I'm not going to allow this traffic to bother me. I'm not going to allow the environment to stress me out. I'm not going to allow all of the millions of things that are going on in your head. I'm not going to allow all of the things going on in my head to stress me out. So these are just some examples, of how you can strive to have a better day within the 24 hours that we have in a day. There's another quote I want to share with you all that goes along with like things will get better, okay? The other quote I wanted to share says, "The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today." And that's by H. Jackson Brown Jr. And he says, "The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today." And that goes along with what I was just saying. You know, to strive to have a better today is something that we can all do. Things will get better for you. You may be going through the worst storm in your life. Maybe you feel like you've been abandoned. Maybe you feel like life has just not been fair to you. Maybe you've given it all and you are just hopeless right now. I feel you. I hear you. And I believe that there is more for you in this life, in this existence. So please just try a little bit more. Things will get better. I really believe that, you all. I believe that for anyone hearing this message, things will get better for you. One day at a time, one step at a time, one blink at a time, one breath at a time, one thought at a time. There have been times in my life where I've been definitely hopeless. I've gone through phases of despair. I remember going through a patch where I just was down and out, and I just was like, nothing's going my way. I'm not working the type of job I want to work. My finances were not where I wanted it to be. I just felt alone. I felt hopeless. I felt full of despair, and I could not see a way out. And for a long time, I did not believe there was a way out. But you know what happened? The same thing I'm telling you all. I decided one day to just try a little bit. Things didn't work out magically. It didn't just snap and work out. I decided one day to just remind myself of what I tell other people. Practice gratitude. Push myself just a little bit. If I'm feeling a little down or a little discouraged, how can I help someone else? How can I fill someone else up to help me feel better as well? What can I do for myself to make me feel better? And for example, for me, sometimes it's been making me some juice. That may be silly, but making me some fresh juice. That's something that I like to do. Or listening to an audiobook that inspires me, reminds me about the beauties of the world that I may not be able to see at that moment. I really want to encourage you all to listen to audiobooks. You don't even have to download Audible like what I did. You can go straight to YouTube. Straight to YouTube, type in free audiobooks and start listening to something. When the world around you seems so dark, go listen to an audiobook and go live in that world, even if it's for 5 minutes a day. You may have 2 jobs you're working. You may have 3 to 4 kids you need to feed, or a whole family to feed. You may have 10 million things you have to do today. With the 24 hours you are given, I recommend just giving 5 minutes to an audiobook where you can listen to that world. If your world is gray, gloomy, full of despair, it's hard to climb out of the funk, listen to an audiobook. Find one that is a world that is beautiful, that you can dive into that world. For one, it's good to listen to audiobooks anyway and read, because it's just good for mental stability and functioning, like maintaining a healthy mind. But when you're listening to audiobooks, it takes you into another world, and it makes you kind of forget what's going on in your world. But it also opens up your mind to the possibilities, you know, when you hear about other stories, other worlds. So my recommendation is to find an audiobook on YouTube, play it even 5 minutes a day. You may have 3, 4, 5 screaming kids, or maybe you don't have any kids. Maybe the silence in your life, the loneliness in your life is deafening to you. If that is the case, or if you fall in anywhere between those 2 examples, go to YouTube, find an audiobook, and listen to it and see how it can change your life. Just going into that world. Try that every day, 5 to 10 minutes if you can, or an hour if you have an hour to spare. Another example of something that I recommend doing is listening to comedy. Whether you're going on TikTok watching funny videos for 5, 10, 20 minutes to take you out of what you're dealing with until you climb out of that, do that. I really recommend it. You can go TikTok, you can go to YouTube, you can watch a video, you can watch a movie, a TV show, anything that's going to help you get out of that funk. And that's what I did. That is what I did. I started day by day doing little things, small things, not big things. I didn't go and like do something huge and humongous. I didn't go and like buy a crazy ticket out of the country, even though that's not really crazy to me. I did little things in my life. I did things like reminding myself of my I ams, playing my I ams on my phone. I am beautiful. I am loved. I am healthy. I am whole. I am more than enough. I am wealthy. I am creative. I am achieving my goals and dreams. I am more than enough. These are just a few examples, and I recommend you say this as well to yourself, to help you, to remind you that things will get better, because they will. When I was going through one of my funks, I literally didn't even want to get out of bed some days. I didn't see a way out, like I said, but I started to do little things like going to the sauna at the gym, or just walking at the park, or listening, like I said, listening to audiobooks. Sometimes you don't feel like you have people to talk to, and if that's you, then I recommend doing some of the things I say. If you feel like you do have people to talk to a friend or family. I know this may seem basic, but these are things that will really help you when you feel like things won't get better. Just talk to someone. And if you feel like you can't talk to someone, there's plenty of people on the internet you can listen to, like me, to help you, and to help you understand that you're not alone. You're never alone. But you do have greatness within you, and you will overcome this. Things will get better. There's another quote I wanted to share with you all. It's by Ishmael Bey. Ishmael talked about his childhood, and he in this quote, he just explains what he learned from his father. And he said, "When I was young, my father used to say, if you are alive, there is hope for a better day and something good to happen. If there is nothing good left in the destiny of a person, he or she will die." I thought about these words during my journey, and they kept me moving even when I didn't know where I was going. Ishmael goes on to say, those words became the vehicle that drove my spirit forward and that made it stay alive. I love that. I love that. Ishmael Bey. He talks about this idea of, as long as we're here, as long as you are breathing right now, I don't care if you're in a hospital bed. I don't care if you're at home. I don't care if you're having the worst flu in the world. I don't care if you're having the worst day in the world. I don't care if your boss peed you off today, if your neighbor looked at you wrong, if someone tried to cut you off in traffic today. I don't care if you lost all your money to Dogecoin or freaking Bitcoin today, or if you filed bankruptcy today. I don't care what you're going through right now. You are here. You are here. You are alive. And as long as you are alive, you have a purpose. You have something to live for, even if you don't know what it is. And things will get better for you. Things will get better for you. I thought that was a really great quote by Ishmael, and I wanted to share with you all because someone needs to hear that. I really recommend trying some IMs. I've shared some in my previous videos, but some that are really important no matter what stages you are in life, no matter what stages you are in life. Excuse me, guys. Some of these are really important, and I'm going to tell you these. Now, I said some of them previously. But the reason why they're important is because some you know are true and some you don't know are true. Or some you don't know are true yet. But when you mix them together and continuously say them to yourself, you'll start to believe them and you'll start to see that manifest in your life. So some of these are, like I said, some of these you'll be like, yeah, I believe that. Oh, I don't believe that quite yet. Oh, I don't believe that at all. Mix these all together. It's a recipe for greatness, a recipe for balance in your life. So here's some I want you to practice. I am enough. I am loved. I am healthy. I am whole. I am more than enough. I am wealthy. I am building great relationships. I am loved. I am smart. I am creative. I am loved. Yes. Now I repeated some of those, but the more you say them, those are just a few. The more you'll start to see that things will get better in your life. You may be homeless right now. You may be living with a relative you don't want to live with. You may be, it's so many examples I can give, but I want to touch on every single thing, You may be down to your last dollar, down to your last meal, down to your last friendship or connection, down to your last ounce of hope. Brothers and sisters, family, things will get better for you. I heard this other quote by Ralph Emerson. I want you all to hear. It says, finish each day and be done with it. Again, finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it well and serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. I'm going to say that last sentence again. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it well and serenely and with too high of a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. That's Ralph Emerson. I love that. I love that. Oh my gosh. Family, there's been too many days where I went to bed thinking about everything that didn't go right, everything I could have done better, all the things I could have done, how much time I feel like I wasted or time I could have appropriated better in the day. What Ralph is telling you, telling me, telling us, put that away. And I constantly have to work on this myself, you guys, I promise. Putting it away. You did the best that you could have done in the previous day. Starting tonight, put away what you've done today and start tomorrow afresh. That's one way to make sure that you see the days getting better. You made as much money you could make today. You helped as many people as you could today. You encouraged as many people as you could today. You worked as hard as you could today. You did as much as you could in this day with the time that you had. Don't be hard on yourself. Put it away. Tomorrow, start afresh with new energy. It'll be a new day with new opportunities, with new ways to grow, to feel better, to follow your goals and dreams, to love your family more, to work on that job that you want to work on, or the goal that you want to work on, to work on your housely duties that you want to do, or whatever it is, to work on that trip you want to go on. Tomorrow is a new day. Put away today, tonight, and rest well. Don't worry about what didn't work out. Don't worry about the bills of tomorrow. Don't worry about the people you got to talk to tomorrow. Don't worry about the problems of tomorrow. Let it go at the end of the day and start tomorrow afresh. Start tomorrow afresh. When I've practiced this myself, you guys, it's made such a big difference. It's made such a big difference. When I realize I've done what I can for the day, what I've done what I can for people, what I've done what I can for the environment, what I've done what I can for Earth. I sound like such a hippie. But when I've realized, okay, I've done what I can, It is what it is. Let me be cool. Let me be chill and let go of it. The more I do this, the better I feel, honestly. The better I feel. And then I can wake up the next day and be like, new day, right? I can do that once I just, let it go and go to sleep. It doesn't always work. I'm not perfect, guys. I'm not perfect. So some days it doesn't work, but the more I do it, the more it works. And so no matter how low you are right now, I may not know you. I may have never met you, but I love you and I'm rooting for you, and things will get better. I'll leave you with one more quote that I think will help and impact you, okay? This is by Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar has some really good talking points. This says, remember that failure is an event, not a person. Did you hear that? Remember that failure is an event. It's not a person. That means you are not a failure. Do you hear me? Hear my voice. You are not a failure. Failure is an event. We all have failures in our life. I mean, I failed at riding a bike for a long time until I figured it out. I failed at veganism for a while until I figured it out. I failed at a lot of things. And I still fail at things. But that doesn't make me a failure. You may have failed at some things. Maybe you failed at a business idea. But you're not a failure. You'll figure it out. You'll get better. You'll do better. You may have failed in a relationship. Join the club. But that doesn't make you a failure. You may have failed on a teaching point that you could have made, maybe with a family member or maybe with a child. Maybe you failed at teaching them correctly. But that doesn't make you a failure. That doesn't make you a failed parent. You may have failed with your finances. No. You may have failed with making some financial decisions, okay? Not with your finances overall, but you may have failed with some financial decisions. I have at times. We all have, right? Maybe not everybody. But as normal people, don't always make the right decisions. Okay. You may have failed at some financial decisions, but that doesn't make you a failure. You're not a failure. You may have failed at anything, everything, but that doesn't make you a failure. It's an event. It's an experience. In this thing called life, we're all going to fail at some things. Unless you are some super divine being that doesn't fail in anything. And that's not realistic. So we're all failing at something. So just know that it doesn't make you a failure when you fail at something. It's just an event. It's just an experience. It's something for you to overcome. It's a part of your testimony. But you're still beautiful. You're still brilliant. You still have life and purpose and dreams and goals and people rooting for you that you don't even know. I want you to know that things will get better and that I'm rooting for you. You hear me? Almedia Lee Exum is rooting for you. You'll thank me later. Anyway, that is the motivational message of today. I hope it inspired you. I hope it encouraged you. This is fruit from the tree of life. You can chew on some if you want. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Thank you for watching my channel, for listening to this message. Make sure to share this with someone who you feel like needs it. You never know how a few words can change and uplift someone else's life. Again, thank you so much for following. You can follow me on social media like Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all of the ones, Facebook. Until that time, I want you to remember that life is a gift to be celebrated. I just went blank for a second with my own words. But life is a gift to be celebrated. The world loves you, and all of your wants or needs are being taken care of. I always want to tell you that because it's true. Life is a gift to be celebrated, and the world loves you. I feel like in this world, it's easy to feel like the world is against us. That so much of our burdens and stresses are just weighing on us, like the world itself is on our shoulders. I want to dispel that. No matter how much you are burdened with, the world loves you. You are a product of the world. So know that the world loves you. Know that all of your goals and dreams are being taken care of. All of your wants and needs are being taken care of. And if you believe this, you'll start to see it manifesting for you. Remember to have a happy life day. And if you can't be kind, if you can't be happy, at least be kind. And just remember to have a happy life day. Take care, y'all. Peace. Hey, family. Remember to carry around happiness with you. Go to the Happy Life Day merch store and get you some Happy Life Day items. See you soon.